All right. There we go. All right. Let's see if that fixes the problem, shall we? All right. Let's try this again. Welcome back. Let's hopefully we have got the technical issues ironed out. We'll find out here in just a little bit as far when this little doodad goes away at the bottom of my screen. All right. So, welcome back. And you know the first thing we do here on any given live stream, it's stop and have a vape. Wow. Just wow. So I got in a wait a minute, skip frames detected 58%. Tell you what, am I skipping around out there? It says I've got 2 viewers. Am I skipping? Am I freezing up? Give me some indication of what's going on out there. I may have to shut down and go mess with the settings on this. I had to take this computer in to get it fixed, and it had to wipe everything off of it basically, and I put the put the OBS back on it, but I did not go and tweak the settings like I did the first time. So, let's see, 58% over the last 2 minutes a minute ago. Oh, okay. I think we're good. I don't know. Huh. Let's see. Let's have a few vapes and see what it does real quick. All good here. First stream was super choppy. Okay, so this one's better. All right. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. All right. So I guess if it starts acting up, let me know, because like I said, with the settings, I neglected to do that, and that's my fault. I did not think about it, but anyway, so let's I got in some vape mail right before the stream. I've been waiting on this shit since August 15th. When you're buying from China, be prepared to wait. But at this particular instance, I've had waits before that just ain't worth it. Just, you're like, fuck. This is something special. And I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this son of a bitch, because I can't find out hardly anything on it. But this is called, let me see if I can block enough light here. It's called the Bestia Animal. And I saw the picture of it and went, well, if that's what that is, that's pretty cool, but I didn't know. But that's your fire switch right there. And so you just press it in. And I'm here to tell you, this son of a bitch hits like a Mack fucking truck, man. 21,700 inside of there. This quite possibly could be the hardest hitting motherfucking tube mod I've got. I mean, this is fantastic. So, wow, just wow. Let me, there we go. Yeah, that is so fucking cool. Also got in, now this is a clone, so don't get too terrible excited, but a Vapor Giant stacked 26,650 or single 18,650. The tube comes apart where you can shorten it down or whatnot. So I've been really looking forward to get this. This is a clone, but it's made really, really well. I mean, some clones, yeah, are kind of crappy, you know what I mean? But there's some cloners out there who know what the hell they're doing. And this one's pretty nice, so I'm looking forward to taking that out for a test drive. And then, shit, I can't remember what this one is called. I watched Todd's review of it. It's really pretty looking. I mean, it's I think it's I don't know if it's an 18650 or a 21700. I'm not 100% certain. Oh wow. Okay. I shouldn't have taken that apart. Ruh-roh, George. uh, Oops. I just kind of took it apart and the contact came out at the bottom, and it's magnet, so it just kind of shot the hell out. Now getting that back in there is going to be a gold-plated son of a bitch. Come on, get in there. All right. So anyway, I'll tell you what. Let's just put that to the side for now. I've got the right tools to do that. Trying to do it by hand is just incredibly stupid on my part, but it's a really pretty mod. I don't know what the numbers on the bottom. Oh, they don't. They're not numbers. They're letters. Oh. NM. Oh, well. All right. Now that we're through all that stuff, I was searching. Wow, I wasted 7 fucking minutes. That's pretty fucking awesome. So I was struggling trying to find out, think of something for this week's video. And I had always had the idea of showing everybody out there my very first authentic mech mod that my wife bought for me in December of 2014. And I was like, but that's not a very long video, is it? I mean, I could only go over it so much. And it's a 2 mod. Not a whole lot there needs to be reviewed on. It's, classic magnet switch and everything. And I'm like, man, what am I going to do? And then I thought, well, wait a minute. I did some research on the company that made that. And you know what? It's a kind of an interesting story. So I thought, let's just do a story about them. So I did some digging and looking around. And so this is going to be an abridged story of a company called Standard Functions. And let's get this out of the way real quick. This episode is brought to you by Apotheosis Box Mods. All right, now that we've satisfied our sponsor, let's go ahead and let's talk about it. So this is their logo. Standard Functions with the S and the F down there at the bottom. And you may recognize the logo. They are famous for mods that are called, or RDA. The first I think was the RDA and then the mod, but the Brass Monkey. And they came out with this back in October of 2013. Just think about that for a minute. If you've been vaping for a while, or if you haven't been vaping for a while, 2013, that was way back. That was in the very early days of mech mods, of where the mech mods started getting quality to it. It wasn't just kind of hinky, if you will. But it goes deeper than that. It goes weirder than that, as a matter of fact. This company was not a vape company. This company made these. They made these little scooter type things, little motorcycle looking souped up moped kind of thing. I don't I mean, but that's what they made. That was what their business was. That's what Standard Functions was. It was they did tricked out little motorbikes or tricked out mopeds, and that was their business model. And the only thing I can really find out is apparently, I guess one of the owners found vaping and kind of became enamored with it, and they decided, well, they had the machine parts. Why don't we try our hand at making vape stuff? So I'm not sure which came first, but because it's one on top of the other, this was their first offering. And this, to me, is one of those unicorns that I want so bad. I recently got my stacked 26650 VCM mod. That's been one of my unicorns that I've wanted since the first time I saw it. This is another one of those unicorns. 18650. Just the problem with it is this was made in super limited numbers, just insanely limited numbers, and they were all sold in California, and they were all sold at one particular vape store. If you didn't get one directly from them, mainly it was a friends and family kind of gig, and then the leftovers it went to a vape store, and of course they sold out. And to my knowledge, there was 2 runs, so there may be 200, or maybe just 100. They may have done 2 runs of 50. I don't know, but there were 2 runs made of this Mech mod. That's it. And anybody who has one of these has just a rare little unicorn. Just a fantastic looking mod. And sitting on top of that is, I'm going to take the 510 top, because it does not come with the 510 when you buy it. This is the authentic Brass Monkey. This is what was sitting on top of it. You got your Standard Functions logo right there at the bottom. So this is the real deal. These are you can still get these. It's not like I've had this one since 2014. I just got it a few months ago. I happened to run across a website, and they were fire selling off a whole bunch of authentic shit, and this was one of them. It is dated. Most definitely it is dated. It is a 4-post deck. The old style, 2 in the middle. It has very, very limited airflow. Very limited airflow. But back in the day, this is pretty amazing. And so let's go back to, so there's their logo. So that was where it originally started, with this little doodad, naming it the Brass Monkey, and they pretty much just kind of ran with that. For the most part, almost everything they have is labeled Brass Monkey, except for one thing, and we'll show you, or 2 things, and we'll show you those here in just a minute. So, let me see here. What should we look at next? Okay. So, as stated before, this is the Brass Monkey 26650 tube mod. These were out in the fall of 2014. I first heard about them on Todd's channel. He did a review of them back when he did reviews of, more eclectic stuff other than just not the lung stuff. And when you got this set, you got the copper tube, you got the brass tube, and then you got the black tube. So you got three tubes, but you only got one top cap and one switch. Now, me and my wife have had a debate over this, and I'm not there. She thinks that they're not very smart for doing it like that. They should have sold them individually to make more money. So you could buy just a complete setup. I, however, think they were brilliant beyond compare. So when you got your original set, this is the switch that come with it, and don't pay any attention to the bottom of it. That's just polish. I didn't take out the copper thing when I polished it, and so that's just on the stainless steel, and it would shine up just fine and dandy if I wanted to spend some time on it. But let me get that. Yeah, there we go. All right, so that's what the button looks like on the original one that you get. So you've got your number there. I've got 855. You've got your standard functions logo and your brass monkey, right? Well, it took them about a year, but then they came out with this. And what this was aftermarket. You could buy these just by themselves, the top cap and the switch, so that you could run your other tubes that you already bought. And these ran for like $49.95 or something like that. And so it allowed you to use the other tubes that come in that kit. That's fucking brilliant, man. Whoever thought of that? That was just brilliant. I think that was way smarter, because let's see here. I think it cost $160 for the original. It come with an RDA. It was a complete kit, the brass monkey, and so $160. Not super cheap, but certainly not crazy expensive. And you got a lot for your money. You got those three different tubes. That was just fantastic. And by doing this, by making these available, now you got three mods. And I spent, well, they were on sale when I got them, so I think I paid like $40 each for those. So they got another $80 out of me. So they got what, $240 out of me total. Brilliant. They got more of my money. Perfect business model. Absolutely fucking fantastic. And they made it obviously different there, where you can see it says the Brass Monkey Collector's Edition, Los Angeles, California, standard functions. So, yeah, just that's brilliant, man. That's absolutely brilliant. And then shortly thereafter, they came out with this, and this is just a picture I found of it. I was having a hard time getting an actual picture to come in on this software, so this is more like a drawing than anything it feels like. But this is where I think they dropped the ball a little bit. This is a single 18350 box mod, and it retailed for about $200. Now, even back then, that was a lot of money for something, and especially something that was running an 18350 battery, something that you couldn't run, 20, 30 watts on, basically, if you did all the Ohm's Law math, which would be fine for someone who was doing a mouth to lung. But you got to keep in mind, they'd come out with the 26650. I mean, clouds were the shit back in 2014, 2015, 2016. And so it was way, way too ahead of its time. If it came out right now, that would be probably a kick-ass seller. It probably would, because Mouth to Lung is making a resurgence. That's exactly what this design is. Hell, I saw Vape and Bogan reviewed a 18350 mod not too long ago. So, I mean, it was just too far ahead of its time, unfortunately. But it was a solid piece of brass or a solid piece of copper. And, oh, it was heavy as shit. And I can buy one. It's one of those, I buy certain wants to put on the shelf, yes, but not at that price point. So, now let's go over some of their other products that they had. And this one is, my wife took a liking to this one, and it's called the Natural Nines. And it's an 18652 mod. It is just well done, beautifully done. I'm starting to get some. I know. I tell you what, for shit called stainless steel, it sure does fucking stain, doesn't it? I mean, I've got those little pockmark thingies on this. This one, it hadn't been used in forever. There's the logo on it right there. Let's see if that'll focus in. So, Natural Nines by Standard Functions. The downside to this one was it was really, really weird. So, let me see here. Oh, that was your airflow. Yeah, so your airflow is up there. So it's a top down. And so you take the cap off, and now you've got this chamber. So you've got the gap between there and here with the air coming down, going into those side air holes. And let me see if I can remember how this works. I'm not sure if that's a screw on or pull off. I tell you what, it's stuck on there. I should have actually took it apart before I got up here, but it's got just the tiniest little fucking deck. I mean, it's tiny. You're not getting anything bigger than 2mm coils in this sumbitch. It is just so fucking tiny. And I think it pulls off, but I think that the O-rings are so fucking dry. But it's got just the smallest little chamber in there. So this was another one that was more of a mouth to lung type thing. Just because you weren't getting shit for air movement. Yeah, it's fucking tight. Yeah, and I think that's my drip tip. I don't think things back then for some reason didn't come with drip tips. I don't get it. It didn't make any sense to me. I mean, you're going to need one, but anyway, and this come with 2 sleeves on it. One was the player, and then the other one was the dealer, I think. I want to say, so there was 2 different tubes with this, which was, their MO. They were giving you plenty of stuff for your money. That's for damn certain. And then the last one that they came out with, and I'm not sure if there's a 26650 version of this. I think there is, actually, but I'm not 100%. But this is the 18650 version. They came out with another RDA, not named Brass Monkey, and they called it the Rhino. Apparently they had something with wildlife. So that was it's called the Rhino. Let me see if I can get it centered here. Here we go. A little picture of a rhino. And then on the other side it had the Standard Functions. And just well engraved, well done all the way across the board. Pro Series RDA by Standard Functions. I mean, just, everything just looks really, really good. This is how this is one, what the hell is in there? Where did that come from? Pardon me while I try to figure out what the hell, because I didn't think I put a build in this. Matter of fact, I'm positive I didn't put a build in this. Oh, I was testing resistance. So I wanted to test the resistance of a coil, and so I just put it in there all willy nilly, like just uh, just to get a resistance test. I thought that was really weird. But as you can see, this is the downside to RDAs from that time period is they never knew what quite to do with their AFC. So your AFC right there, your control. See if I can get the right finger to do it. Yeah, that right there, that was halfway blocking your airflow if you were wanting to line it up. Um, your coil. Obviously, you want your coil facing the hole, and if you do that on this one, half your airflow shut off. It doesn't make any damn sense. Um, but that was a common problem back then. I don't know what I've seen that on like quite a few RDAs actually, where they couldn't quite figure out that you can't put that there because that's going to restrict the airflow, and you want your coils as far and as close to your. Oh well. But anyway, so that is their other offering, the Rhino. And I've never used it because I don't need to use it. I know exactly what it's going to do. It's going to produce a pretty good cloud, depending on the build you put in there. The flavors, it's going to be okay. It's not going to be anything terrific. But the build quality on these the build quality on everything from standard functions was always just fucking top notch. Which leads, which leads us to this. Just the sad part of it is they're no longer in business. They went out of business about 2 years ago, maybe three. I'm sure they went out of business long before their website stopped working. But I've had their website bookmarked since 2014, and periodically I'll go on their website, and one day I went to get on there, not there anymore. So I don't know what happened. This was 2016, 2017, 2018, somewhere in that vein. So I don't know, but there's nothing new coming from standard functions, which I find to be a damn shame. I find them to be a story of just perfection. They were doing something completely different. They discovered this life-saving thing, and they decided to get in on it and try to make their own stuff. And I think that is just so fantastic. I think that is amazing. And that they put out as much stuff as they did, and every bit of it, even though it's not particularly my style, like the Natural Nines or the Fantas, the big brass monkey. I mean, that was my bait, man. That was it. Um, I love that thing. It's a little restrictive now for me, hence why I'm not using it. But so anyway, it kind of makes me sad to see a company go away that was doing so well. They had good buzz. I don't know if they just couldn't keep up with demand, or I mean, working on that level, I would imagine. I mean, I'm one thing. I make these little boxes here. They're handmade and all that other stuff. And it's not something that's ever going to go through a distro house. You know what I mean? And so producing something on that level, it's got to be hard. It's got to be hard. And I don't know. So I don't know I don't know what actually happened to them. I don't know what shut them down. I just know they're one of the OGs. They're one of the OGs. They're ones who, in the very beginning, made stuff that, we still enjoy here today, for example. So, ooh, fresh juice. Wow. I mean, this thing punches you in the fucking face, man. Holy shit. So anyway, if you have any stories about standard functions or anything about their products, hey, throw it in the comments. They deserve to be remembered. They do. They deserve to be remembered as one of the pioneering OGs in this industry. So I think that's about all for today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. And we will see you